Childhood punishments. We have all experienced a punishment in some capacity, unless you were just spoiled as hell. And as a kid, I thought all these punishments were the worst thing ever. But in reality, a lot of these punishments, some of them weren't really a big deal. Some of them were just stupid, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, some of them were pretty brutal. Some of them had to be like cruel and unusual punishments, bro. I don't know how some of these were able to just slide and nobody noticed. But I'm gonna be looking back on all the childhood punishments that I faced, and I'm gonna be ranking them from a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being, I was being an overdramatic little bitch, and 10 being, how the f is this even legal? Getting grounded. All right, let's start with getting grounded. This has got to be one of the worst punishments, honestly. You're not able to go outside or have fun with your friends for like a week, 2 weeks. And you're forced to just sit in your room and rot away in isolation. And the worst part about being grounded is when you open the window and you see all your neighbors having fun, and you're just sat there in your room, alone, in the darkness, with nothing else but your thoughts. And just tears rolling down your face. When I was a kid, bro, I would try my damn hardest not to get grounded. Or else I'd be writing chalk on the wall and counting the days away like they do in prison. And the only place you were allowed to go when you got grounded, school. That was it. So it was just more prison time, pretty much. But honestly, if I was grounded, though, I would much rather be at school than at home. Because what the hell am I going to do at home? Because at least I'd be able to be around my friends at school. At home, I'm just stuck with whatever's in my room. Like, if there's like a bottle cap on the floor, like a paper clip, I'm just going to have to entertain myself with that for 8 hours. I really had to think outside the box when it came to entertaining myself. I'm going to give getting grounded an 8 out of 10. It's pretty bad. I don't know if any of you had to do this, but sometimes I was forced to go to bed early. Like, I remember one time I was playing Mario Bros. Wii, and my mom and dad were like, if you yell and throw your Wii remote one more time, you're going to bed. And of course, me being in first grade at the time, I sucked ass at the game. And of course, I got another game over and threw my Wii remote. And my mom just yelled across the house, Birdie, I had it up to here with you. Go to bed right now. So I would just toss and turn in my bed, and I didn't really know what to do. So my plan of action was to continue playing my DS, and if my parents came in my room, I would just hide it under my pillow and pretend I was sleeping. I've seen TikTok videos about this exact phenomenon, and people in the comments don't even know what a DS is. That's how I know I've officially reached Unk status. But whenever I get caught doing that, I'd probably get in even more trouble. But there was no way I was falling asleep, though. Like, you would just think I drank a whole gallon of coffee the way I just Hulk smashed my Wii remote a minute ago. So the chances of me falling asleep are pretty much slim to none. But this punishment really isn't that bad, honestly. I'll give it like a 4 out of 10. Next, we have getting scolded, or like a long ass lecture. Like, I'm not trying to sit through all that, bro. You know, I got things to do, like, yeah, I had jack shit to do, bro. I had no responsibilities. But when you're being yelled at or scolded, you can't say anything. You gotta just have to sit there and let it happen. Or otherwise, they're gonna get mad at you for talking back to them. And like, I already up big time, so there's no need for me to get even more punishments. But there was this one time where I had a crazy crash out at my friend's house, and my friend's mom called my mom, and I was sent home. And of course, my mom was pissed at me, and I got like an hour-long lecture about like being respectful, having manners, and controlling my emotions. And there was no way I was listening, bro. I was definitely just seeing red the entire time. But sometimes I would just get scolded or yelled at for no reason. Like, what did I even do? And my parents would say some shit like, you know what you did. Like, no the hell I don't, bro. Please tell me, because I have no clue what you're talking about. I'm gonna give this one like a 6 out of 10. The bar of soap. Like, this has got to be a cruel and unusual punishment, bro. I don't know how the hell people's parents made them eat soap. My parents would say you're gonna get the bar of soap to scare me, but it never really happened to me. My parents told me that that happened to them when they were growing up, so every time I would swear, they would say that shit all the time, and as you can see, that did not work one bit. I still swear like every other sentence. But yeah, bro, I could only just imagine the taste, the foul-ass taste of the soap. Why even do this? Like, what does this even accomplish? Like, you wash out your mouth? Like, what does that even teach anybody? Like, this seems like a cruel-ass dad joke. Like, oh, you gotta clean up your language, buddy. I don't know what was going on in parents' head for this one. I don't know. But you'd probably be able to taste that shit for days. Like, there's no way that taste of soap is gonna be going away. And plus, isn't that shit like dangerous? Like, I'm not no scholar, I'm not no scientist, and I'm definitely not a parent, far from it. But whose bright ass idea was it to give a kid soap that he could possibly swallow? Yeah, this one's getting a 10 out of 10, bro, no question. Timeout or the corner. Now, usually when I'd get in trouble, I was commonly given this punishment. I was forced to just sit on the couch and think about my actions and just do nothing really. Or sometimes they'd have me face the wall and just sit in the corner if I just wouldn't shut the hell up when I was on the couch. I don't know why I didn't just accept my L and take the punishment. I would always have to say something back, and it would either extend my timeout or get me put in a goddamn corner. Like, at least the couch is comfortable. Like, I could have just took a nap for 20 minutes. Nowadays, I'd be like, hell yeah, bro, I'm trying to just sit on the couch and sleep. But as a kid, though, I thought this was like the worst punishment ever. All right, this one's getting like a 3 out of 10. It really wasn't that bad, honestly, unless it was for like hours at a time. But now we got to talk about doing a chore or a task as some kind of punishment. Sometimes when I would get punished, my parents would have me clean the car or something and make sure it's spotless and clean to perfection. But I mean, I guess it was a way of teaching me how to do that stuff, so 2 out of 10. It really wasn't that serious. Next, we have a spanking. All right, that's another punishment I commonly received. In this one, it was for whenever I talked back to my mom or I was just being an asshole. That's what I would get. I don't know if I was just being a bitch or if it really did hurt that bad. Well, I mean, shit, it helped me lock in though, because I did not want those spankings. But to be totally honest with you, I kind of deserved it because it was for when I really said some fucked up shit. Because I was very disrespectful towards my mom as a kid, and my dad was not going to let that slide. Looking back at it, it probably didn't really hurt that much. It was just enough to keep me in line. But yeah, in retrospect, I was probably just being a bitch. 8 out of 10 though. This one's still pretty bad. You know, I was thankful that I got that rather than the belt. Thank God I never got this one, because holy hell, I would have been scarred for life. Look, I would have had traumatic-ass flashbacks every time I looked at a belt. But that's something you cannot recover from. That shit's gonna hurt for days. But whatever you did, you are most certainly not doing it again. Definitely a 10 out of 10. And very psychologically scarring. But a light-ass punishment for me was reading. Sometimes when I'd do something that upset my parents, they would say, go read for like 2 hours. And as boring as reading was sometimes, I had a lot of good books, so it really didn't even feel that boring. I would read shit like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Big Nate, and shit, I think I read like the entire Goosebumps series. It got to the point where my parents saw I genuinely liked reading, so they stopped making this a punishment. This one's definitely gonna be a 1 out of 10, bro. That is the lightest punishment on this list. But next we have getting devices taken away. I remember one time I was in high school, I had my Xbox taken away because I got an F on a trigonometry test. But the first thing I thought to myself is, I'm never gonna use this shit in my life again, bro. Why the hell do I need to do good on a trigonometry test? Then I sometimes have my phone taken away, and I thought my life was over when this shit happened. That's how much I used my Xbox or my phone. But in reality, there's a lot more to do than just go on your Xbox or your phone. And when all my friends were running up squads on Fortnite, I unfortunately could not join, just because I ended up getting an F on my math test. But yeah, doing homework and shit instead of playing video games, yeah, that was pretty miserable, I'm not gonna lie. But I became such a nerd by the time the next test came around. I somehow got a 98. Like, what the fuck? That was the most I had ever locked in school in my entire life, bro. This is around Fortnite's prime, bro, so I had to lock in. Everybody was posting victory royales on their Snapchat story, so I had to get back on the game and flex a little bit. But after my grade went up to a B, they just stopped enforcing it and finally gave me my Xbox back. This punishment, it's not really that bad, but you're like bored out of your mind, so I'll give it like a 5 out of 10. Next, we have eating vegetables. I don't know why the hell this was a punishment for me. Like, was I really that much of a fat ass I couldn't just eat vegetables? But as a kid, my diet consisted of dinosaur nuggets, sweets, and Kraft mac and cheese. That was it. Like, there's no way I received any nutrients from that shit at all. But eating vegetables felt like the worst thing in the world to me. And my parents would just sit at the table and wait until I was done eating them. Like, I had to completely clean these plates or else I wouldn't even be able to leave. But yeah, this one I was definitely being over dramatic. I mean, nowadays I just eat vegetables willingly. I don't know why I was scared of vegetables, bro. It really wasn't that serious. Like, I actually had a fear of mushrooms. I'm not even kidding. But yeah, this one definitely gets a 1 out of 10. But the worst punishment on this list, I don't even think this one deserves a rating. It's off the list. The amount of embarrassment and humiliation you have to go through. Like, at this point, I'd rather just take the bar of soap. Shaving all your hair off. I've talked about this punishment many times in my videos. The pure humiliation where all your peers see you at school with a bald ass head. Your career is over for like the next few months. Because when I got all my hair shaved off, I got roasted. It was over for me. I wore a hat everywhere. I was self-conscious about it. But yeah, for those of you that have had this done to you before, you can 100% relate to this. But yeah, bro, that's definitely something that you can get roasted for. Here's a video on the end screen of a bunch of things you will get roasted for. Just click on it.